I want to put a receiver on my General Electric Elec-Trak, and as most of you probably know, on the bumper I've got an I-5 bumper on my little fixture here, and basically I want to weld a receiver right where this tower is, and I don't want to lose the functionality of that tower because the strap comes through and lifts the dozer blade and the snowblower and lawnmower. So there's that for consideration. But what I want to do is basically take this off, put a receiver right there, so I can put my own accessories on, like a winch. So here's what the trouble is. This alignment on this side is kind of where the hole is in the frame here. So I don't want to redesign that whole thing. So I'm going to work off this line. Everything on the left side that has the gear and the motor is going to stay in place. And what I'm going to do is cut this length on these bolts and on these shafts, and basically take the receiver after cutting this off and welding it in place. So here's another sample, another one. So what I was saying, like so is how it goes. I'm going to cut this section off flush, cut a hole large enough for the receiver to go into. Then I'm going to weld it in place. So in this bumper there'll be a hole big enough to cover that receiver, and by squeezing this frame together, I'm going to simply cut these bolts. These shafts will slip through and just be a little long. I'll cut that off, and I'll weld that receiver piece in there. So through the magic of television, I'll show you what I did. Get this stuff out of the way. Here's the finished one. So what I did was cut the tower off flush, took the receiver, like I said, traced it, cut the hole in the bumper. I cut the width on these bolts right here and here. Let the shaft go through and just let it stick out. So I decided where I'd cut it off. Just shortened everything. So there you can see the receiver happens to fit just on the outside of that real nicely. So I welded here and here, welded the front of the receiver on the bumper, and I left everything intact on the left side. That was the side I was working off of. So I just brought that right side in like so. Pardon here. So I just shortened this, brought it in, welded it at the back of the bumper, which happened to fill those extra holes. And there you have it. The thing works great. Might have this in upside down, actually, that guard. But the thing works great, and I run the strap out through the receiver when I'm using it. So, and also here's then you can reach easily beneath the bumper and put your pin in for the when you put your accessory in. So works great. Strap comes out. I've gotten, it's not pretty yet. I've gotten as far as what I wanted this originally for my dozer blade, and that's going to be accomplished. Now what I'm going to do is take that piece of cut-off tower and weld it onto a piece that I can put right into the receiver. Here you have it. What I'm doing now is kind of calculating where these holes are compared to this original. Because what I want to do is when I get this thing into the receiver, I want the pin to go in, and the relationship of these holes will remain the same as on the original bumper. So I'm just welding that up now, and there's going to just simply be this bracket. So when I'm ready to use the original Elec-Trak accessories, mower, lift the snow blower up and down, and so on, I'll be able to put this the roller in there, and my intention is that the strap is going to come out here. It goes over, actually goes over this pin, and I'm going to put just a smooth surface in this corner, and I tried it out already. It works great, actually. And it will go basically like so. You slip it into the back. Here's the pin, which you can reach underneath easily. And of course, what I'll have, and the strap comes out, goes down in the conventional manner. Everything fits. Something that was part of the criteria is I also wanted to fit original accessories on that bumper. So that's why I kind of, instead of fabricating something from scratch, I used the original Elec-Trak bumper so the stabbers can be used. Ready? Okay, what I did, I took that I-5 bumper off and the winch. And okay, so here's the new one's put on. So as you can see, everything on this side of the winch, the motor, the gears, that whole thing, it's all intact. So we don't have any trouble. It just zips right in there. And the way the receiver's in there, that winch frame goes right to this frame. So I mean, if there's any down pressure on this, it's going to be picked up by the frame. So on the front here, as you can see, I showed you earlier how I'm going to put that tower on, and that's going to be like so. I can just slip this pin. There's my pin, and I'll put just a spring clip in there. And that is the same profile and position that the original bumper is.